Yo, rest in peace to the late, great Big George Foreman. I wanted to make a video real quick, man. He was one of my favorite boxers. Now, I wasn't alive in the 70s when he was in his prime. But, you go back, you can watch his fights on YouTube. Growing up, like the older guys in my family, they had videos of George Foreman fighting. I used to watch. He came out of retirement, older guy. He seemed like a nicer guy compared to what he, when he was in the 70s. People see him as the big guy, big strong guy, smiling. The Meineke commercials with the children, the Foreman grills. But you go back and watch young George Foreman, and he was a menace. He was knocking dudes out. Imagine Mike Tyson, but taller and bigger, and more skills as a boxer. That was George Foreman, y'all. That was Big George, man. I just want to go down some of his legendary fights, man. This is going to be a quick video. Of course, you know about the Rumble in the Jungle versus Muhammad Ali, one of the biggest fights of all time. Now, he got knocked out in the 8th round, but it's still a big moment, not only just boxing, but of sports. And there's no shame to lose to Muhammad Ali, who's not only considered the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time to many, but the greatest boxer of all time, one of the greatest athletes ever. George Foreman, he wasn't that far behind him when it comes to that boxing ring. George Foreman, 1991. Now, this was another L. I'm not going to just go against losses now, but just want to show you, how great he was. He lost to Evander Holyfield, but this is George Foreman, not at his best. He was 42 years old, y'all. And he stood toe-to-toe with a prime Evander Holyfield, who's also one of the greatest boxers of all time. He went the distance with him. Holyfield got the win, but to go toe-to-toe with Holyfield at 42 years old and he was in his prime, hey, you got to commend him on that. Let's talk about some of these knockouts Big George Foreman had. Joe Frazier, who's considered a top 5 heavyweight boxer of all time. Yo, Foreman lit him up both fights. The first fight, second round TKO. I think he had 5 total knockdowns, 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Yo, he beat up Joe Frazier. Like, he lifted him off his feet. Like, he beat him down, man. First fight was in 73. The second fight was in 76. 5th round TKO, man. 1974, second round TKO to the great Ken Norton. That's the fight that got George Foreman at 40 wins, no losses. I think he had like a 92, 93% knockout percentage at this point. George Foreman was laying him out, bro. Let me see. What's the guy name, man? Jose Roman, first round knockout. That's another one of George Foreman's greatest knockouts, man. I think you can find that on YouTube as well. 1976, Ron Lyle, 5th round knockout, bro. Please go watch some of these Foreman fights. If you're a fan of boxing and you ain't see George Foreman, it's a thing of beauty, man, for a boxing fan. 1995. This is a 46-year-old George Foreman, y'all. 46. 46 years old, bro. We know most of the time when it comes to sports, especially something like boxing or MMA, 46 years old, man, you be kind of worried about him. Nah, George Foreman was still doing the thing, man. I'm not saying he was 1975 George Foreman, but, he won the decision against Alex Schultz in 1995, man. George Foreman, man, he was a good guy, became a follower of Christ. He helped out a lot of students, helped out a lot of kids in the community. George Foreman, man, they say he was a great guy, great family man and all that, helped the kids and all that, man. Salute to George Foreman, man. He just seemed like a great guy. If there's anything about him, I don't know about it. And right now, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it right now. But rest in peace to Big George Foreman, man. Just want to do a little, 5-minute video, I guess. Y'all tell me your thoughts about George Foreman. What was your favorite George Foreman fight, man? Hit the like button, leave all thoughts in the comments, subscribe to the channel. I'm out.